What's going on, guys? It's Mr. Jones again. So today we're going to go over a few different concepts. I'm going to review one really quick. So we did a video on the distributive property, and so I'm going to remind you of what we did for that before we go into the next step. So please recall the distributive property means we multiply everything on the outside of the parentheses by everything on the inside of the parentheses. So 9x times 6x and 9x times -2. So we'll go ahead and start with the 9x times 6x. And remember, we do numbers times numbers and letters times letters. So 9 times 6, 54. And x times x is x squared. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go 9x times -2. Remember, the negative sign goes with the 2 here, so -2 times 9 is -18, and we only have one x, so we're just going to leave it there. And this was the final answer to that one. All right, so now we're going to take it one step further, and I want to talk about the word simplify really quick, because I think in math we see this word quite often, simplify. And what the heck does it really mean? Well, it means that generally no more parentheses, okay? And no more like terms. Whoop. No more like terms. Okay. And no operations. Is there two P's or one? Ooh. No operations left to do. So add, subtract, multiply, divide. You can't do any of those things anymore. So once all of this is complete, you know you have simplified. So make sure you pause and put that in your notes if you need to. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into one of the other problems that we're going to do pretty quick. So here's the example. 3x times 4x plus 1. Make sure you guys put this in your notes also as an example of how to solve problems like this. So the directions say simplify. First, use the distributive property and then combine like terms. That sounds like the same order we've already been doing stuff in, hopefully. So, when you do any problem, never forget PEMDAS. Never, ever, ever forget PEMDAS, the order of operations. That's not something that you learned back in the day that you ever get to forget. That is literally how math is solved. Please remember PEMDAS. All right. PEMDAS says solve in the parentheses first. First thing in PEMDAS is P. Okay, so do we have anything inside the parentheses that we can actually solve? And the answer is no, because we can't combine any like terms in there. All right, E is exponents. We have none of those, so now down to multiplication, division. So here we go. Let's go ahead and distribute. 3x times 4x, 12x squared. 3x times +1, positive 3x. All right, now we're going to multiply this 2. It's a positive 2, which makes it easy, times 4x. So positive 8x, 2 times +1, positive 2. All right, remember the directions were simplify. First, use the distributive property. We did that, and then combine like terms. So basically, if you look up here in the steps, get rid of parentheses and get rid of all like terms. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's try this highlighter, see how that works out. All right, so let's go ahead and get any like terms. We're going to go ahead and highlight them. So here's one, we have an x, and we have another x. Okay, so those are the only like terms I see, and those combine to, what color should we use? Let's do blue, 8, 9, 10, 11 x's. Bring down your 2, bring down your 12x squared, because those didn't combine. And we have completed the simplification process. You notice we have no more parentheses, no more like terms, and that is the answer. All right, so this next problem we're going to do is going to be very similar. Same exact numbers with one difference. So see if you can figure out what that difference is. Oh, those weren't the numbers at all. Let's try again. All right, now we're cooking. All right. All right, and now we're going to do almost the exact same thing. If you notice there's one difference, we'll get to it in a second. Go ahead and just do the same thing. Okay, this is the same answer as here that we got last time. Now here's where the difference comes in. We have a minus here, so this 2 is negative. Be careful, okay? Be careful when you multiply. It is a subtraction sign, but that negative sign goes with that 2. So now we have a negative 8x and negative 2. So let's be a little quicker. I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms. And now that I did that, I realized I forgot to put the x here. So that should have been 3x times 1 is 3x. So those are my like terms. And we're going to go ahead and combine those. Negative 8 and a positive 3 is negative 5x. Drop the 2, 12x squared. So the answer isn't the same. You can see the other answer above. It's still boxed in blue. It's a little bit different, right? So one of them was adding and one of them was subtracting. So you'd be very careful with that negative sign. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this concept. So distribution and combining like terms. I'll make another video for the other concepts. See ya.